Hi there, I'm Susan Daugherty. I'm one of the culinary instructors here at Frank H. Peterson. This is the heart of our Culinary Academy. It is here that our students learn to make salads, saute, grill, sandwiches, appetizers. They learn to wait tables, host, they learn to cashier. They learn every aspect of culinary that there is to learn. This is our hotline here. This is where all the magic happens. This is where our food gets plated, put up, and served by our students. In our Culinary Academy, students are taught to make all sorts of food, from Southern cooking, Nashville hot chicken, to Asian dishes, to something we are going to make today. Today we're going to make you a Thai chicken coconut curry dish. You are sure to be pleased. So tonight we're making Thai chicken coconut curry. I always tell my students, whenever they make a recipe, or ever they make a dish, they should read the recipe all the way through. When they read a recipe all the way through, they can tell how long some things are going to take and how they should prepare for making their dish. So today we have our mise en place. This is mise en place. Mise en place is a French term that means to put in place. It's everything you need all ready to go. But the first thing I'm going to make for you today is our rice, because we want to start with the rice because it takes 20 minutes to cook. By the time our rice is done, our meal will be finished and everything will be hot. So to make rice, and our kids really have a hard time with rice, you want to add the water and the rice. And for long grain rice, the proportion should be 1 part rice, 2 parts water. So we're going to take our rice, we're going to cover it tightly, we're going to put it on a burner, we're going to bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to turn it all the way down and let it sit untouched for 20 minutes. While we let the rice cook, I'm going to show you how to easily cut an onion. The best way to cut an onion, to dice an onion, is to cut off the flowering part and then cut off the root part where there's little fringy stuff. You want to keep it intact as much as possible. You're going to cut through the poles, as I tell the students, and it makes it a lot easier to peel your onion. First thing I do when I dice an onion is I put a cut right down through the center. I hold my knife like a pinch grip and I hold on to my onion and I use my finger to guide the width of the onion that I wish to use. In this case, I want to use a small dice. I don't want a big chunky piece of onion in my curry. Then we turn it to the side and we use what's called the claw grip, and you just slice down using your knuckles to guide, again, the width of your cut. So while our oil is heating, I'm going to peel some garlic. Easiest way to peel garlic is to smash the garlic clove with the side of your knife, and it should pop right out, as it's doing for me right now. Chopping it up, turn it sideways. So we want to get this into a fine mince. Nobody wants to chew down on a big piece of garlic when they're eating a tasty dish like this. Garlic is there for flavor, not for texture. So our oil is ready, it's shimmering. We're going to add our onions. You hear that? Onions sizzling. Now we're going to turn it down. We don't need it quite so high. We just want these onions to sizzle and just turn a light golden brown. Shake that around a little bit. So our onions are finished and we're ready to add our chicken. These are boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I like to use chicken thighs because they're more forgiving, they're juicier, they just have a little bit more flavor. They won't dry out like a chicken breast does. These chicken thighs have been salted. When you salt your meat hours before you're going to use it, it helps to make the meat much more juicy, much more tender, and have a lot more flavor. So we're gonna let these chicken thighs brown. You can see our rice is boiling, so I have turned it down. And we're gonna let that cook for 20 minutes. Okay, so while our chicken is cooking, we're going to shred up our carrots. When I was a little kid, my mom used to make me shred all the cheese for the tacos. And it used to take me so long. I hated that job. Now I can shred in just less than a minute. So our carrots are ready. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna check to see how our chicken is doing. If you allow the chicken to sit on the pan, not stirring it too soon, you'll get some nice brown pieces like that. And when I tell the kids, brown means flavor. It's called the Maillard reaction. And when you get that, you get a nice caramelized meat flavor. So we'll let that sit for let that cook for another couple minutes. We want to add a touch of herbs to our dish. That'll add some brightness and some freshness to our dish. This is cilantro, which I happen to love. It really puts a nice fresh taste to the dish. If you don't like cilantro, and I know some people don't, you can use fresh basil. Basil is a big component of Thai cooking. And you don't have to worry about so much the stems of the cilantro, because cilantro stems are very tender. And you also don't have to worry about getting it too small. Nothing wrong with a big leaf of cilantro to finish off your dish. Okay, so our chicken is looking great. Got nice Maillard reaction going on some of that chicken. We're going to add the coriander, the ginger, and you can use fresh ginger. I just chose to use powdered ginger today because it was convenient, and the garlic. These are aromatics. This is going to help give the chicken a nice, great flavor. We're going to let that cook for about 1 minute. So now it's time to add our coconut milk. Coconut milk is very thin. It just looks thick on the top because it tends to settle. Don't confuse it with cream of coconut, which you put in a pina colada. Coconut milk. We have our carrots. We have our Thai red curry paste. This isn't curry like you think of Indian curry. This is a little spicy, but not too spicy, Thai seasoning. Teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of pepper. So we're going to stir this all over. Now we're going to add our vegetables. This is our chopped broccoli and cauliflower. You want to get these into the sauce mix so that they can cook. So now we've gotten our vegetables cooked a little al dente. We're going to add our fresh spinach. This is baby spinach, so it is nice and tender. You don't have to worry about the stems on this spinach, and it'll cook down to nothing. We're going to do a tablespoon of fresh lime. Lime gives it a nice bit of zip and freshness. Do not skip the lime. So we're going to stir that around until our spinach begins wilting. All this spinach, and you won't even know you have spinach in your dish. It's very healthy. We have cauliflower, broccoli, spinach, chicken, coconut milk, all kinds of good stuff in this dish. So now our spinach has started to wilt. We're going to add in our brown sugar. We're going to add just another touch of salt. And we use kosher salt at our school. Kosher salt's easy to pinch and sprinkle and get a feel for how much we're adding. So our dish is looking great. It's beautiful, has lots of color, has lots of vegetables, it has nice protein. But we need to taste our food. You always taste your food, so in case you need to add anything to it. And that is just so delicious. So we are going to turn this off. We're going to come over here and we're going to check our rice. Careful of the steam. So our rice is ready. We want to pull it off the heat and we want to fluff it. Look how perfect that rice is. You want to use a fork when fluffing rice You don't want it to get all gummy. We're gonna put on the bottom of our dish a nice rimmed bowl, a nice healthy portion of rice. We'll take our bowl to our pan since our pan is so full. And we'll just serve up some of our lovely vegetables. Got to get a better spoon here so we can get some of this nice, great juice. The rice here is 100% a flavor sponge. Take it back over here. We're going to wipe the side of the bowl because it's sloppy. Take our cilantro, or if you prefer, fresh basil, but we're partial to cilantro in my house. And voila, Thai chicken coconut curry. Wonderful, different flavors, lots of vegetables, protein, starch, low cost, ready for you to enjoy with your family.